Hello, Villaging Sumping. Coming back with another story. Warm story. It's nice and warm. This is something you don't do. This is bad boy stuff. But at the time, I thought it was kind of funny. But then when I did it, I didn't think it was funny. I thought it was going to be funny. But it's not. So this is the story of when I took something from a friend's house. I don't want to drink real beer, so I'm drinking non-alcoholic beer. Because there's no water in the fridge. Man. So, let's go back to... Now, this isn't stealing for personal gain. This was, this is going to be a funny joke. And it wasn't a funny joke. So, this is grade 8. Maybe grade 7, but I think it was grade 8. But it could probably have been grade 7. So, grade 7, grade 8 were the wild days. When DeVonQi was a wild boy, a wild girl, a wild human. And the friends were also wild, and we just did the dumbest on the streets. You know those days? Those stupid days. Graffiti and breaking stuff and stupidness. Causing chaos on the streets. So this one day, I'm hanging out with... I forget what name I gave this guy. I don't even know if he was ever in a story before. Popsy boy. Okay, I was with Popsy boy. Popsy boy and I. We're gonna go, have a normal day of whatever the heck grade 7's doing on the street. You're not doing anything but dumb stuff. Dumb, like there's nothing you're doing but stupidity. Mainly. Unless you have something to do like learn skateboarding or play sports or something like that. Though usually what we did was just cause a ruckus. It was just Menace to Society Part 3 every time we went on the streets. Nicky 9 doors in the apartment buildings. Whipping eggs at houses. God knows what. There's probably a lot of stories deep in there for the miscellaneous mischief series. But anyway, so Popsy boy and I gotta go pick up Airy baby. We're like, yo, let's go pick up Air baby. So like, yo, let's go. We called him or something. I don't remember if we called him or not, but I'm pretty sure we called him and we're like, yo, what time do we come? Blah, blah. Oh, come at 2, something like that. I don't know. Maybe we never called. I just remember we're like, yeah, he's apparently supposed to come out. Okay, let's go. We go to the building. I don't remember if it's the green or the white building, but there's these two monumental buildings, and one's the white and one's the green building. I think it was the green building. We go up. We're like, all right, let's go. We're ready to do something stupid when when the three of us get together, we're ready to dump the world up. Anyway, get to the door. Knock, knock, knock. Popsy baby knocks. No one's coming. Knock, knock, knock. I think I knock. No one's coming. What the hell? Knock, knock, knock. Like, we start trying to call him again or something, and he's not answering. Just what the hell? Like he just answered. I don't remember if there was calls or anything, but I just remember he was. I honestly don't know if he knew if we planned this or he's like, let's go pick him up. I don't remember, but anyway, then I'm just like, from what I remember, I think like it was a plan, and he's like, yeah, come pick me up at this time, and we went, and then he wasn't there. Then I go, knock, 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 really hard. Like the knocks kept getting harder and harder every time. And when I went knock, 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 the door just slowly opened a little bit. And we're like, what? Popsy baby and I just look at each other like, what? And I stick my mouth there and I go, airy baby? Airy baby? No one's coming. I'm like, push it open a little more. I'm like, airy baby? So what the hell? And then the demon of Satan spawns father and mother's grandma to the ultimate oneness of the devil entered into one's soul at this moment. And I was like, yo, it's time to be bad. Because like this was a time in life where I'm like, I need to be the baddest bitch ever. I need to do the baddest I need to prove to the world that I'm the real freaking Dennis the Menace. So I just popped it open, the door fully. And I'm like doing that Simpsons thing. I'm like, yo, I had to be Bart, okay? I had to be any bad kid but the ultimate one. This was the mission, to be bad kids. So the door's fully open and I start doing that Homer thing where he's like, I'm in America, I'm in Canada, I'm in America. Or, you know, the border. I'm just like, and Popsy baby's laughing. I'm like, then I'm like, yo, gotta do something stupid. I gotta make him laugh. Gotta do something retarded. So I look at the ground and I see like dirty shoes, and DeVonQi's grade 7 friggin' 3 billion miles an hour mind is like, oh, those shoes are old, they're nothing, they're stupid, nobody's gonna wear them. And I freaking took them and I just started running. And as soon as I started running, I'm scared now. I'm like, yo, I'm a freaking devil. And then we get to the, like, Popsy baby's just pissing. And I'm running. And I'm like, not laughing. I'm just scared now. Because I'm like, oh, should I actually have like these shoes in my hand? And then I see at the end of the apartment hallway, the stairwell windows open, and I just get so scared, and I'm like, I whip them out because I'm like, yo, I don't know what to do. And then I'm like, that's it. I'm evil now. So I'm like, well, no, I didn't think that. At first I threw the shoes and I'm like, I'm running. I'm gonna still run. And like before I could like actually run down the stairs, Popsy baby's like, yo, we forgot the door. I'm like, oh I start running. I'm scared. Like I'm just scared the whole time. I'm like, I just did the most evil thing. Like this is the most evil thing in the world. Like, okay, wow, congrats, Devin, you freaking did it. You're a bad kid. And like it didn't seem like it was gonna be bad. It seemed like it was gonna be funny, like a funny thing, right? Like, oh, it's just a prank, bro. But once I did it, this wasn't a prank. Like, no. So then I was like, I don't want to be bad anymore. To people I know, at least for the time being. I'm pretty sure we still did bad stuff in our lives. But doing it to people you're just like, nah, it's not funny. So anyway, I'm running back. I'm like, oh, we gotta close the door. And then I get to the door and I'm like, no. It's finished for me now. I'm Satan now. There's no turning back. So I go inside the house. I'm like, go up to the TV and I see a Blockbuster DVD. I'm like, nuh-uh. This Blockbuster DVD. Nuh-uh. This Blockbuster DVD. I start running. I'm like, F Blockbuster 2. F rentals. F their stupid fee. F freaking taking shit back late. F it. And I whip it out the same window. I'm like, and then, I don't know. It was like I thought, oh, I feel stupid for the shoes. Maybe if I do one more bad thing, it'll cancel it out. No. That's how I always used to do things with guilt. I used to try to do it again to cancel it out, and it just adds on. But now I've been deleting guilt out of the system. Everyone delete guilt out of the system. This is the best thing for one's health and happiness and well-being. Sure, if you have something to feel guilty about, it'll teach you what to do to clear it and to fix it, and what not to do afterwards. Just do not do what may bring guilt. Do not create in life what may create guilt. Because of all things in life that I have had disharmony with, guilt was the one thing that was the worst. Guilt is the most debilitating of all the diseases. Maybe not, but maybe so. So anyway, I run away. We run down. We're like, damn, I don't even know. I'm just like, I'm pretty stupid. And then I felt guilty for a billion years. I'm like, nah, it'll just go away. But it doesn't go away unless you clear it. So these are things you don't do. Do them if you want. Do such things. You experiment with your own life. If this is what you want to do, I'd rather suggest you just don't. There's no need. And oh yeah, and then we get outside, whatever, just like, I don't know where he is. Where's Airy baby? Okay, whatever. We do something. I don't know if we found him that day or the next day or something. I think it was maybe at school. We went to school, like, yo, Airy baby, we went to your house. Where were you? And he's like, I don't know where he was. I guess he wasn't there, but he's like, my uncle was in there. And we were like, oh, nuh-uh. Popsy baby was laughing. I was like, yo, I'm so stupid. I'm just so stupid. I'm just a dumbass. Cool, I did the most evil thing. And yeah, nobody should do such things in their lives. Unless you want. It's unhelpful to anything except to teaching what not to do. But would we need to do it if we just never did? And then, and then he's like, yeah, my uncle was there. And I was like, oh, damn. So apparently, perhaps, I think maybe his uncle was sleeping when I was taking shoes in a Blockbuster case. I don't know what the Blockbuster thing was. And then I'm like, yo, he's probably like, who the heck took my shoes? He's probably like, it was probably them. But a funny thing, this is another story that I'll get to, but we'll have a little excerpt from it here. There was a big party I had a huge house party years later. I just thought this was funny. And like, this was a massive house party. This was like Project X, the first 10 minutes. Project X topped it though. But everyone had, like, I don't know, half the people didn't take off their shoes, but half the people did. And the front door was like a pile, a mountain, like a hill of shoes. And I'm like, holy, that's a lot of shoes, man. When I would look at it, I'd think that was a lot of damn shoes. So, of course, some people during the night, took shoes and started whipping them on the lawn and stuff. So, and it was like snowing, so you couldn't really, I think it was snowing, I don't remember. But anyway, so it created a domino effect. When the first person had to leave and they couldn't find their shoes, they put on someone else's. F this. I'm putting shoes on, like, I'm not walking home with no shoes. So that person whose shoes got taken by that person had to come find no shoes and put someone else's on. And this was a domino effect. So at the end, Airy Baby was one of the people who didn't have any shoes left. They were gone. I was like, damn. So he put on someone else's random shoes. Oh man, and there's these guys who came and they're like, yo, we're from New York. The police came and these guys told them that they're from New York. And I remember these guys, when they came in, they were like, hey, yo, where can we warm up? Can we put our shoes somewhere? These 2 guys or 3 guys were in the slickest shirts, tucked in dress pants. These guys came from the club, man. They're like, oh, these are $300 shoes. Like, I don't know what, like Versace, Gucci, some crazy dress shoes. Like, these guys were I don't know who these guys were. Like, can we hide them? Yeah, hide them under the porch chair. So they do. I shouldn't get too deep into this. This is a shoe story. So there's a lot of shoe stuff that happened at this house party. Anyway, when the cops came, these guys were like, oh, we're from New York. And the cops were like, dude, you got people from New York here. I was laughing at that, but now that I think about it, I don't know if they were from New York. Maybe they just said that. But if they were, that's pretty cool. I don't know why they would actually just say that. Never mind. I don't know. People say weird things in front of the cops. Like, do not know my identity. So anyway, in the next morning, after cleaning, I check the lawn when the sun's out, and there are Airy Baby shoes. So I'm like, Airy Baby, I got your shoes. And then I was like, yo, the karma's gone for that stupid thing in grade 7. But even though I thought that, I still had the guilt. And perhaps I'm just weak, or I just really need everyone to know everything. I don't know why, but everyone needs to just know everything. Because this is a way to be the freest. If everyone knew everything, every movement. I know some people say, don't tell people your movements, don't tell people what you're gonna do, If everyone was extremely conscious and all-knowing and knew every single move on the chessboard, or every deck of cards, every card in the deck, then everyone could move the precise way to cause the least amount of damage and hurt and chaos, which in turn is the most free. Because if you're moving free in an ignorant state, I can do what I want, I can do this, I'm free, doesn't matter, and you're just causing chaos, like, hurting people or cheating, lying, hating, destroying stuff, manipulating, whatever, deceiving, and you think you're free because, like, I could do whatever I want, it doesn't matter, nothing really matters. Okay. Perhaps you can go that deep and maybe be free there, but it might be a little painful. It might not be too free. You'll be trapped by, bonds of karma if you ever want to come back from that ignorant freedom, from the chaotic freedom. You could go to the conscious freedom where you're so conscious about and so aware about everything that every movement you make will not hurt anyone, will not hurt yourself, because hurting anything is just hurting the self. So, you'll know what true truth is. True love. Anyway, so long. Have a good time. Let's dance in style, let's dance for a while. Heaven can wait. We're watching the stars, looking for the best, but expecting the worst. Are we gonna drop the bomb or not? Let us dance.